Hey everyone, on October 16th, Spirit Island Jagged Earth is coming to Kickstarter, and Greater Than Games was kind enough to send me some of the prototype materials to take a look at and tell you all about. Well, I got a 4-player game in, and so let's take our first look at the new expansion to Spirit Island, Jagged Earth. This new expansion is going to have about as much content as the base game itself. It will contain 8 new spirits, 2 new island boards, 16 aspects, which are new ways to play with the 4 low complexity spirits from the base game, the Badlands token type, some new keywords like isolate, and a boatload of new scenarios, events, blighted island cards, adversaries, and powers. So the little sliver of the expansion that I ended up receiving were 2 of the 8 new spirits, the aspect cards, and then a couple new island boards. And the spirits are bonkers in the exact sort of way that you want them to be. So let's start with the more straightforward of the 2. Many Minds Move as One is the boundless hive, a spirit focused on putting tons of beast tokens into play and gathering and dispersing them like crazy, with the innate ability to treat places of power as beasts, and when pushing and gathering can move beasts up to 2 spaces away. You have incredible mobility. When playing with this fella, it felt like a locust swarm was all over the island, ebbing and flowing, setting up these incredibly defensive locations using the beast tokens. And while they don't do a lot of direct damage on their own, they generate a ton of fear and can disrupt the invaders' actions and move them around a bunch. And you combine that with a boatload of Dahan or some beast-related cards like Pent-Up Calamity, then you can pack a serious wallop. Like, I finished the last game by dealing 15 freaking damage by removing 5 beast tokens all at once. It was awesome, to say the least. But if you want to get full-on bananas, let's talk about this spirit. Finder of the Hidden Paths is like a dimension-altering spirit. Adjacency is all of a sudden a much more fluid concept. Starting with 6 power cards, this spirit can shift invaders, Dahan, and spirit tokens all over the board in interesting ways. Of note, Finder has a growth option to ignore range for a turn, and you make your way through their forking presence track like a whimsical adventure. This spirit offers tons of flexibility and support and can consolidate their enemies to make for some amazing plays, and can use the isolate keyword to fully eliminate adjacency and exploration in a region for a turn. Finder is your interdimensional BFF. Now, the island boards, they have a little bit more variety, and they're cool and all, but they aren't terribly dramatic. Now, what are these new aspect cards, which are ways of augmenting the original low complexity starter spirits that were in the base game. There's 4 for each of them, and when you are picking out your spirit at the beginning of the game, you can choose one of the aspect cards, and it replaces a certain thing on their spirit and just gives you a new power. There are a ton of these to try, and it's a great way to breathe some new life into the little fellas like my homie River Surges Like Sunlight here, who just was a little bit less glamorous once you dived into the deep end of Spirit Island. In addition to aspects, this expansion introduces a bunch of new concepts for changing how Spirit Island works, from combining 2 adversaries to setting up archipelagos where individual nearby coasts are considered 2 spaces from one another. Jagged Earth continues to give the seemingly endless amount of replayability, challenge, and customizable parameter goodness that players have come to love. Alright, that's going to do it. Thank you so much to Greater Than Games for letting us check out all of this cool new stuff. Jagged Earth is going on to Kickstarter October 16th, and if you can't get enough Spirit Island-y goodness on our podcast RSS feed as well as on the YouTube channel, during the campaign we'll have an interview go up with our Eric Royce, the designer of the game, and we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff like how he got into designing Spirit Island, and then some of his goals and challenges for designing this very expansion. So I hope you stay tuned for that. So with that said, thanks for watching. I've been Jack for the Cardboard Herald. If you enjoyed this video, we have all kinds of other reviews, interviews, and recommendations via writing, podcasts, and video here on our channel and website cardboardherald.com. Our content is audience supported, so if you want to show your support, please visit our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Cardboard Herald.